Hey, what's up folks? Michael here with Primal Edge. In today's video, very exciting. So the other day I did a shorts and I was kind of teasing that I've got something new for the shop, what I called a game changer. And yeah, this is definitely a game changer. I have been waiting for one of these, it seems like forever. It's a 3D printer from Anycubic and it's awesome. I am so stoked to have one of these things. I told you also in that shorts video that I kind of put everything on hold that I'm working on, and there's a reason for that. Now, while 3D printing is nothing new, we've all seen something that's been 3D printed, at least online, if not in real life. The inclusion of this tool in my shop is, like I said, going to be a game changer. The things I'll be able to make, the things I'll be able to produce, whether that's templates or dies or stamps or jigs or adornments, whatever you want to call it, just whatever. It's absolutely going to take my making skills to that next level. We do a lot of cosplay around here, and I know that the cons have been out, but the kids have still been designing what it is that they want to do when the cons do open back up. And I've got a pretty good idea what I want to do as well. The 3D printer, that's going to take those cosplays to the next level. And as far as building stuff in here, I have storage solutions that I need to get done for that shop. There are some furniture bits that I'm making, some modifications to existing furniture, a lot of which is going to require stuff that I can 3D print. I really want to do some custom work here and 3D printing jigs that will help me take my craftsmanship to the next level. Again, it's not going to be anything but an asset to my shop. So here you see me taking the thing apart and putting it together. And I got to tell you, it was really simple, very straightforward. The only complication that I had in the entire build was the fact that I misplaced the packet that was sitting right there on the table the whole time. I couldn't find the original screws. I couldn't see any wiring, nothing. I was getting a little pissed off, and then all of a sudden, it hit me. I had it right there. So originally, I started building it with screws that I had on hand. Once I found the packet, I took the old screws out, put the new screws in, and had it lined up and put together perfectly. The directions are in English and in Chinese, I believe, but really very little reading was required to put this together. I'm telling you guys, it was straightforward, 15 minutes max, if you take away the time it took for me to find the packet that I lost. So once it was set up, I went through and leveled the bed out. Now, let me jump in here with a couple of things. First and foremost, I am not a 3D expert by any stretch of the imagination. I am brand spanking new to this, and I don't want to try to come across as an expert. There are countless channels out there that are much more equipped to try to explain to you guys how to go through the 3D printing process without having to listen to me. So if you're coming to me for answers, believe me, I probably got the same question. But I'm learning, and that's part of what's going to make the next few months in this shop very exciting. The inclusion of a lot of things that I want to 3D print, the learning that's going to go along with it, the learning curve, I should say, and I'm taking you guys along for the ride. By the way, if maker videos, this type of stuff, and soon to be 3D printing is anything you are interested in, by all means, consider subscribing to the channel. The button is right about there, I believe. And also let me know you subscribed, and let me know if you just like the video in general by giving me a thumbs up. I'd really appreciate it. Because I'm not sitting here making videos just for YouTube. I'm making them for you too. Okay, so once the bed was aligned and I had everything set up perfect, exactly as it's supposed to be, again, very straightforward, very easy to follow. They give you a file to do a test print with. So I went ahead and put the card in, maneuvered through and ran a test print. And I got to tell you, it came through perfect. The only hiccup I had through the whole process was what I'll call threading the filament. You have to feed the filament in all the way through. I didn't have it I didn't quite have it fully loaded in. I don't know why, but I totally missed it. When you go to feed the filament in for the first time, you've got to let the nozzle heat up and you feed the filament and a little bit squirts out, and then you just cut the excess off and you're ready to go. It wasn't quite there, so it kept looking for the filament when it was printing, and it wasn't printing at all. But I fixed that, relatively quick and easy fix. That's the only real hiccup I had. The print, which you see here in a time lapse, took about 3 hours and 6 minutes roughly. I believe it was 3 hours and 6 minutes. But anyway, about 3 hours. And I got these two pretty awesome looking owls. I didn't have to do any fiddling. I didn't have to do any adjustments. There was no weird things I had to do to the settings to get it to work. And I thought, for example, okay, they're going to give me the best possible file and the best possible chance to get a print. I'm going to test this thing out in the morning, which I did. And I went and printed out a coin. Simple coin with my daughter's initials on one side of it. And I got to tell you, it came out really easy, really straightforward. I designed this from scratch, having never done 3D modeling before at all. I used free software online. I came up with a good idea for a test. put it together, and printed it out. The first one failed miserably because I forgot to put the bedding down. That when you go to do a print, depending on what it is you're printing, sometimes you might have, I think it's called the Bliss. I can't remember. I'll put the name right here on the screen. But you have to put this thing down. And because it was a coin and because I did it standing up, it was a little bit, there was no contact point. So it needed that bed of, let's say I wanted to 3D print this, okay? Well, it's thin, it's like this, and I had to print it based on what I was doing in this orientation. I couldn't print it flat, I couldn't print it this way because of the way I made the coin, which I will pop up on the screen here. But if I try to print this and the nozzle goes up and down like this, well, what happens is it's going to start knocking around because it's top heavy and there's a very little bit for it to touch. What happens is the bed first does this. It gives me a nice flat layer of the filament, of the extrusion filament, and gives it a good bed to sit on. This then starts building off of this. Now the base is really wide and sticky and much more secure. For my first print, for the first time out, I got to tell you, I was a little excited. I'm happy that it came out the way it did, and I'm very stoked and very excited. I have no idea where to start first. I thought I did. I was sure of it. You know, I knew flat out. You know, again, I'm a maker channel, so I make pretty much anything I can get my hands on. I love doing that type of stuff. But here's the rub. I'm into a lot of different types of things. I collect old comic books. I collect old TV and movie memorabilia. I'm a big Star Wars nerd. I like Lord of the Rings, all that type of stuff. That's me, and I'm into it. And I've got tons of toys, stuff that's still in its packaging. And I've never really quite figured out how I want to display it. I know it's in my head, but a 3D printer is going to help me get it to the next level. I'm very stoked about what's coming up down the road. But here's the thing. What do you guys want to see next? I'm going to throw a poll up on my channel in a couple of days asking you what you want to see me 3D print first. I want to do more 3D printing with all of my stuff, including my woodworking, my leatherworking, my metalworking, and all the other things that I want to build. Be on the lookout. Be sure you're subscribed. Look for that poll coming out soon. And if you have an idea right now and you don't want to wait, hey, pop it in the comments. Let me know what you want me to do. One thing that is really kind of drilling into my head that I'm excited about is I bought some acrylic rods, like long ones. I was going to make a lightsaber. And the lightsaber in future is going to include metal turned aluminum, as well as 3D printed parts, as well as some electronics and a bunch of other stuff. I don't have a metal turning lathe. That's something that's still on my wish list. However, I've got no problem making my first iteration of that lightsaber out of totally 3D printed parts and perhaps metal tubing I can get right off of the shelf. The design is going to be unique, I'll just say that. But anyway, be on the lookout for that poll. Let me know what it is you want me to build in my next video regarding this 3D printer. And if you have any suggestions that you'd like to see on that poll, by all means, put them down in the comments below. Thanks for tuning in today, guys. I'm going to put some stills of the owls that were printed in the test print to give you an idea of what they look like. And I got to tell you, I'm very, very impressed. The detail was supreme. Even on the coin that I did, I was shocked at how detailed it was. Because my only experience with 3D printers, I always heard the same thing. You get those little ridges and the bumps, and you got to sand them and smooth them out. And that is the case, don't get me wrong. But it is significantly less than what I was expecting. I'm very impressed with the turnout, and I'm very excited over the next coming months because I've got a lot of plans for this. Anyway, folks, that's all I have for today. I appreciate you tuning in. Thanks so much for watching, liking, commenting, subscribing. Even the dog's happy. I hope you all have a great day, and don't forget to look out for that poll, and I'll see you soon.